Now that's one feature I will say that you can't do on a Brompton.
So we want to know the difference between the Dahon and a Brompton.
Dahon has been in the business of folding bikes for going on 40 years now. They are based in Asia. They were a company founded by a gentleman named David Hahn many years ago. And we actually have one of their early models from the early 80s in our window over here. And it's a very different bike from what you see today. And you'll see the fold is also very different and a little bit bigger when it is folded. The reason why the Dahon is bigger when it's folded, there are two key reasons. One, it has 20-inch wheels, whereas the Brompton has 16-inch wheels. And where the Brompton folds in thirds, the Dahon really folds in half. So your overall package is just going to be bigger when it's folded. It's a good quality folding bike, which is why we carry it, but it doesn't stand up to the Brompton in terms of just overall quality and features. Andrew Ritchie, the man who designed the Brompton, I think was a genius. He looked at existing folding bikes and saw what worked and what didn't work and came up with a really brilliant design.
What is the weight of the Dahon?
It's about 30 pounds, so it's a little bit heavier than the Brompton.
This is how small they get. They're very light.
The C-line is what everybody thinks of when they think of a traditional Brompton. It's an all-steel frame, chromoly steel. It typically comes with either a 2-speed, 3-speed, or 6-speed drivetrain. It's the all-around general-purpose Brompton. In the gearing range, the 6-speed compared to the 8-speed Dahon, you actually have a narrower range of gears on the Dahon. Even though you have more gears, they're just more closely spaced, and you don't have as high a high or as low a low gear as you get on the Brompton 6-speed.
Yeah. So does that mean, does it kind of even out?
No, not really. I mean, I find on a Dahon, if I'm going fast, I get to a point where I'm pedaling faster than the bike can keep up with me, and I don't run into that with Bromptons really.
Does the Dahon ride like a regular bike?
It varies. I've had people tell me they think the Brompton feels more like a regular bike. I've had people tell me they think the Dahon rides more like a regular bike. I think it's similar enough that I think it's that big a deal, but I do have some people that just can't get past the 16-inch wheels of a Brompton, and they're convinced that the 20-inch wheels feel more normal to them.
Mm-hmm. Is there a variety of luggage for the Dahon?
Nothing specifically designed for it the way that the Brompton luggage is. No, I mean, you can put a standard rack top bag on here and small short panniers on there. There is a place here to mount a bracket that you can put some baskets and bags on, but it's a relatively limited selection compared to what Brompton has.
I see.
And then what I do is I just take the handle on the bag and pull the bike around.
Look at that. Heck, that's easy to maneuver that way.
Yep.
Is it easy to travel with a Dahon?
Traveling with it, now there's a huge difference right there, because when you fold down a Brompton and it's just regular old fold, it's small enough that it can go into a bag that is just a piece of checked luggage. Dahon does not get that small. It's going to be an oversized piece of luggage unless you're willing to do a lot of mechanical work to really disassemble the bike into several pieces. Most people don't want to do that. That's one of the first questions I generally ask people when they come in asking for a folding bike. I'll say, are you thinking about flying with this bike? And if the answer is yes, then I nudge them towards the Brompton, because it's just going to make their lives easier. It is not easy to fly with a Dahon. It can be done, but it is not easy.
Why do you sell these Dahons?
Because some people don't want to spend what it takes to buy a Brompton. I mean, there is definitely a place in the market for a less expensive folding bike.
Is there a big cost difference?
Yes, you're looking at about $870 for this particular Dahon. This is the Dahon Mariner. This is probably their most popular model, or at least it's the one that seems to get reviewed the most frequently of any of the Dahons. Whereas a Brompton is, at a minimum for an A-line, you're around $1,000, but the C-lines, which is what most people buy, are closer to $1,800. So it's a pretty significant price difference.
So how fast can you fold this Dahon bike?
Not nearly as fast as I can fold a Brompton, partly because of practice, but also because there's more involved in the fold. Now, when I go to unfold it, I have to point out something. Bring the handlebars up like so. Then you open the quick release here, rotate the handlebars to whatever position you find comfortable. Now that's one feature I will say that you can't do on a Brompton. Because of the nature of the Brompton fold being so precise, that brake levers have to be in a nearly vertical position, and some people just can't get past that.
Final last words between Brompton and Dahon?
The old adage of you get what you pay for actually does apply in folding bikes. I think that the Brompton is a higher quality bike with more features and greater durability than the Dahon is, but it's also roughly twice as expensive. And it kind of depends on how you're going to use it, where you're going to use it, how much you're going to use it, as to which is the right bike for you. I've had customers buy Dahons and been happy with them for years. I've also had customers buy Dahons and come back 6 months or a year later and buy a Brompton, because now that they know they've got a folding bike and they like using a folding bike, they want a better quality folding bike.
The Brompton has more added accessories, but the riding quality and comfort of both of these bikes, in my opinion, are really equal. So if you don't really need a smaller compact bike like the Brompton and the price is the issue, I think that the Dahon is really worth your consideration.
Hope to see you riding.